We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Good afternoon. Welcome to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. What's going on here? Something doesn't seem right. My voice is off. Let's fix this. Let's how about the Stormtrooper? Let's do the Stormtrooper today. Yeah, let's do that. All right. You are listening to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange, and I am a Stormtrooper today. And we are talking about the conspiracy that is the news, of course, and that conspiracy is the fact that all of the people out there are brainwashed. Well, you know, at least a vast majority of them. And they're brainwashed using their own tax money, using their own damn tax money. And I think that's the worst part here, that it ends up being, the state takes your taxes basically at gunpoint, and then they take that money and then they turn it into some disinformation, and then feed it to the work in cahoots with the news, those guys, and then they feed you a bunch of garbage, and then all right, this Stormtrooper is not going to work. We're going to go back to the way it should be, right about there. That sounds about right. All right. So anyway, that's what this show's about. It's about that unfortunate conspiracy that is the news. The fact that they can't really give you anything without actually turning it into a political cudgel, or again, division, or the rest of this, right? And again, like we've said in the past, and we've talked about, and we're going to continue to talk about, is that they actually the powers that be just don't allow it. They don't allow like a free flow of a news cycle, because if they did, then they would end up it would be less under their control, right? The illusion would be less under their control. And I think this is the problem, right? So like when I get lots of people that think that I'm nuts, that think that I have this really bizarre view of the world and all these other things, right? And there's many people who also don't think that's true. But for my detractors, it makes no sense to me when literally our reality is based on a manufactured news cycle that is intentionally put into place to make you believe particular things that may not be true and probably aren't. So our reality is what? Definitely, at least manufactured, right? I mean, it's definitely not what they want us to believe, because if it was, right, they would have to share power. They would have to decentralize some things. There would have to be greater transparency, because that's what's important to us, right? That's what's important to regular people, is those things. And that's not what's important to the powers that be. And so we have this information war. Anyway, so I digress. That's what this show's about, really. It's about all those things. We look at the news cycle. We look at the conspiracies, the clickbait, the this, the that, the other, and we just kick it. We talk about all the fun things. So let's go to this. And this show started with Troubled Minds. That's another podcast, another live show we do, broadcast on the Fringe FM Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and also on Facebook, YouTube, and DLive. But this news show used to be a portion of that, and now it's its own thing. So if you want to be part of the show, that show's live, Troubled Minds. This show's live, and we take your phone calls all the time either way. 702-957-1037. If you want to click on the Discord link and join us there, go to troubledminds.org. Discord link is right on top, and the phone number is also right on top, and you can't miss it, and put you on the show. Put you on the show, as simple as that. Let's see. All right, where are we at? Make sure everything's working. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, let's start with the news then. Let's start with the news. Phone number's up, troubledminds.org, the official website of this and the other show, and here we go. Let's start with this. This is reported by arstechnica.com. And for all of you folks out there, all of you Mac users that think you're very whatever it is, you're safe, right? You're safe because nobody can hack a Mac, right? That's how the marketing goes. Nobody can hack a Mac. That's there's no malware in the iTunes store or any of the rest of this. Well, oh yeah. Ars Technica says new malware found on 30,000 Macs has security pros stumped. All right. Now, this is the crazy part about all this, right? Is this is another illusion. This is another marketing illusion. I've always said, and I long maintain, and I will maintain this, if you can build it, you can hack it, right? If you can build it, you can hack it. I'm going to say it again 3 times. If you can build it, you can hack it. All right, so these bizarre marketing situations where they say, well, this is what you want for greater security. What does that mean? That's a marketing tagline because it's hackable. They're all hackable. Anyway, let's see. A previously undetected piece of malware found on almost 30,000 Macs worldwide is generating intrigue in security circles, and security researchers are still trying to understand precisely what it does and what purpose its self-destruct capability serves. Oh, you mean the security professionals and researchers don't even know? Oh, that sounds like a state bug that they just put into people's machines. Oh, state-sponsored hacks. Fantastic. Here we go. Once an hour, infected Macs check a control server to see if there are any new commands the malware should run or binaries to execute. So far, however, researchers have yet to observe delivery of any payload on any of the infected 30,000 machines, leaving the malware's ultimate goal unknown. The lack of a final payload suggests that the malware may spring into action once an unknown condition is met. And we've seen this recently, right? We've seen this. What was the unknown condition? So we had let's just make this. I know the Mac people are going to just like cringe, but there was a recent thing that just happened with a hacking of malware that was put into a QR scanner. You guys remember this? This was put on the Android store, and so at first the QR scanner, the barcode scanner, was just fine. It was no problems whatsoever, and it was in the App Store, and everybody was doing its thing and getting all the stuff, and scanning all the things and whatever. Right? Everything was just a happy, joyous life. But then after this QR barcode scanner had enough downloads, what was it, 10 million downloads or something like this, 1 million downloads, I don't know. It was a big number, right? Then it, of course, updated itself, and then it, through the App Store, it updates as, your apps update. And then so it slipped ads into the situation, right? And so pop-up ads were jumping up in everybody's phone that had this thing on thing, and then the person that had that actually coded this, it was the long game, right? It was kind of like the long hack. And it was, if you're going to just say they slipped in some ads, whatever, and they made some money. But right now, it sat there kind of dormant, just gaining steam and popularity until they determined it was useful, and then they switch the code, right? Now, the same sort of thing with this, right? So they have 30,000 Macs that have this, they check in with a particular server, and then they're waiting to download some sort of malware or some sort of something, right? So, 30,000? Well, maybe they're waiting until they get to 1 million. And then what do? Then they make a bunch of money, right? Then they do whatever they do. I don't know. Then they checkmate. I don't know. What do they do? Yeah, usually they're just making some money, right? It's the mafia making some money, or some enterprising hacker somewhere. But here we go. Anyway, also curious, the malware comes with a mechanism to completely remove itself. A capability that's typically reserved for high stealth operations. Oh. So far, though, there are no signs of the self-destruct feature has been used, raising the question of why the mechanism exists. Oh, interesting. Interesting, right? The malware has been found in 153 countries, with detections concentrated in the U.S., UK, Canada, France, and Germany. Its use of Amazon Web Services and the Akamai, what's that? Akamai content delivery network ensures the command infrastructure works reliably and also makes blocking the servers harder. Researchers from Red Canary, the security firm that discovered the malware, are calling the malware Silver Sparrow. Okay, so this thing has a name. Now, remember when I say we live in the upside down and we're supposed to believe one thing is true while the other is actually. Now, let me give you an example here. Now, they're saying that this runs off of Amazon Web Servers. Am I right? That's what this article says. Okay. And so here we go. Its use of Amazon Web Services and the Akamai Content Delivery Network ensures the command infrastructure works reliably and also makes blocking the servers harder. All right. Now, explain to me how we have a known malware from an unknown entity that's put this on 30,000, at least 30,000 Macs that they know of right now. All right. And it's running through Amazon Web Servers. And somehow they can't just shut that shit down. They can't just go, boop, turn the switch off like they did to Parler. You guys remember Parler? Yeah, I think Parler is back up. But Amazon Web Servers literally were like, oh, well, sorry, we don't like what you have to say. Boop, and they turned the switch off, and Parler was off the internet. Now you see what's happening. We have malware from an unknown entity putting these on Macs. And, well, it's running through an Amazon web server. So explain to me how you can shut off Parler entirely, and you can't shut off the servers that are running this particular stealth malware. Weird, right? Weird. It's just so weird. The world we live in, I'm telling you, it is a weird place, and it makes you wonder. So who's running this? All right. Who is running this 30,000 Mac malware thing? What's going on with that? And why can't they just, now they've detected it, why can't they just shut down the server that's running the joint? Weird. Anyway, let us continue, shall we? Let us continue. What do you guys think about this? I know I shit on Max a little bit and probably hurt some people's feelings, but that's okay. I'm sure we can still get along. 702-957-1037. TroubledMinds.org. Click the Discord link. You can join the show either way, Discord or the phone line. Let's go to this. This is reported by The Guardian. 17,300-year-old Kimberley kangaroo recognized as Australia's oldest rock artwork. All right, there we go. Get a nice full screen visualization of what that is. Got some old school artwork going on right there. A kangaroo etched into the wall, of course, because that's what we used to do in the sandstone rock. Scientists have just confirmed that a painting of a kangaroo in a sandstone rock shelter in Western Australia's remote Kimberley region is about 17,300 years old, making it the oldest known rock art in Australia. The faded image, which is about 2 meters long, was dated using a radiocarbon technique that analyzed wasp nests that were underneath and on top of the ochre-based paint. Augustine Unkongo, a Balangara man, holy smokes, and all these big words, and a traditional owner of the area, has climbed the escarpment above the Drysdale River and visited the painting many times. Quote, "It really lifted my spirits up when I found out how old it was. It's important that we do this," he said. The research, published on Tuesday in the journal Nature Human Behavior, shows the ochre kangaroo was completed when the Earth was emerging from an ice age and the ocean was more than 100 meters lower than it is today. It sounds like some climate change going on. Man, good thing they stopped with the fossil fuels all the way back then. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's continue, shall we? Let's continue, shall we? This is from Engadget.com. And look at this. Look at this. Interesting how this works. NASA says some Earth organisms could temporarily survive on Mars, and it could have big implications for space travel. All right, we're going to go back to Total Recall for a minute. You guys remember, if you guys seen the original Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? That guy, the governor. That guy. He in the movie, it begins with a dream, and they're up on a ridge in Mars, and they're in these spacesuits. And then something happens, and they fall down, and then the spacesuit, the glass over the face breaks, and then they start, they don't instantly die. They're like, face gets all puffy. They're like puffing up and stuff, and then, and the whole deal. Well, I guess maybe that's a little more accurate than we thought. Go Total Recall. Here we go. We could unknowingly contaminate Mars and any other world we're exploring in the future with microorganisms from our planet. Yeah, no shit. Scientists from NASA and the German Aerospace Center launched several fungal and bacterial organisms in the stratosphere back in 2019 as part of the Mars Box experiment. The stratosphere, the second major layer of the Earth's atmosphere located above the ozone layer, has conditions that closely resemble the red planet and is a perfect place to send samples to in order to figure out if they'd survive on Mars. Now, the scientists have published papers with their findings where they discussed how the spores of black mold survived the trip. The microorganism could only live on the surface of Mars temporarily, to be precise, but the researchers found that the spores could be revived after they returned home. The team placed fungal spores of Aspergillus niger in okay, these are big words, so I'm going to have Microsoft Mike. Here you go. If you guys want the actual big words, here they are, and Microsoft Mike, yeah. Here we go. This is better.
The team placed fungal spores of Aspergillus niger and Salinispira shabanensis, Staphylococcus capitis subsp. And Butteoxella sp. nas IM9 bacterial cells inside the MARSBox, or microbes in atmosphere for radiation, survival, and biological outcomes experiment, aluminum container.
All right, you try and read that. All right, there you go. Anyway, so all of those things, whatever. There were two sample layers inside the container, with the bottom one being shielded from radiation, so NASA can separate the effects of radiation from the effects of other environmental conditions. A NASA balloon carried the container to the stratosphere, where the samples were subject to Martian-like conditions and exposed to UV radiation over 1,000 times more than the levels that cause sunburn. Interesting. So anyway, it's apparently organisms could survive on Mars for a short period of time, they say. So they say. We already knew that from watching Total Recall, right? Arnold didn't die immediately in the dream. In the movie, he didn't die immediately, so I guess Hollywood was onto something way back when. All right, so as usual, as always, we're just kind of kicking it, talking about the news and what some of this stuff means, and making fun of it and making fun of ourselves even. And love to include you if you want to be part of the show today. Give us a call. 702-957-1037. You can click the Discord link at troubledminds.org and also find the phone number there. One more time, that's troubledminds.org right there on the screen. You can't miss it. Phone number's up as well. What do you guys think about any of this so far? And let's see, where are we at time-wise? You got to manage the time appropriately. All right, we're about here time-wise. This is a quick word from our sponsor, which is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. Okay, reported by KTNV.com, that's a Las Vegas local station here, which is where I live. It's definitely not coffee. Spitting mad McDonald's worker causes health scare for Vegas customer. All right, just a little reminder, folks, just a little public service announcement. Be nice to the people that make your food. Just saying. Here we go. This goes into a a nice little story. It starts, and then there you go, the drive-through. She took her kids through the drive-through to get some strawberry milkshakes and herself a coffee. And so the individual at the speaker that was taking her order was rude to her, and then she wanted to talk to a manager, and then it escalated, and then eventually they smoothed everything over, and then she got her coffee and her milkshakes, and there you go. She said she spoke with the supervisor, and she said he would take care of it and to pull forward, and they would get my order. And then they said, which I thought was curious, your drink's not ready, so you need to go to the third window. The third window. Okay, curious but not concerned. She says she drank the iced coffee only to get a nasty surprise when she was nearly finished. I felt that texture. It's a slimy, jelly-like texture in your mouth. And you know what it is, and it's definitely not coffee. I could see there was a lot more in the bottom of the cup, and it was a pretty large amount that was in my mouth, Bear said. Her coffee contained mucus and saliva, according to Bear, that she believed came from the McDonald's employee she had words with within the drive-thru. She had words within the drive-thru. Quote, to me, it's like a threat to your life. It really is. We're all walking around wearing masks, social distancing, not going to school, working from home, and this person has the audacity to spit directly into something that you're going to drink. It's so dangerous, right? All right. So, right. It seems like okay, whatevs, right? Like, this is a tale of 1,000 tales. Like, big deal. This happens all the time, right? You be rude to the people, they spit in your shit. You guys, anybody seen Super Troopers where they spit in the, they come in the beginning of the cop and the Farva, and he's there with his partner, and he's all, does that look like spit to you? Because they're cops, and he looks at, he's all, yeah, he's all, fuck it, and he eats it anyway. But right, like that. This is a joke. This is, it's not a funny joke, but it is a joke, and it is a thing that happens in with irresponsible people that work in the food industry. I mean, this is disgusting. Okay, so aside from disgusting, look at this now. The plot thickens. This gets worse. It's like that, right? It's like, okay, whatevs. No, it gets worse. Here we go. All right. So blah, blah. She contacted corporate, and then she's dealing with like an insurance adjuster and all kinds of other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And check this out. It gets worse. Quote, I realized I was having symptoms from COVID shortly thereafter. I got very sick, got tested, and it was positive, she said. Bear tested positive for COVID on December 27th, 5 days after drinking the contaminated coffee. Yeah. I got COVID from it, Bear said to the agent, besides drinking someone's mucus. And that's like the vast majority of it. Usually with someone who slips and breaks their arm, it's usually really straightforward. With this, I don't even know where to start, to be completely honest, the agent said to Bear. I'm willing to work with you. The corporate office has offered me 2 free value meals, and the insurance company offered me a $500 settlement. Ha! My ass. If you can prove that 500, you better be able to multiply by 100. Nope. Sorry. We're not doing $500. If this was me, no, hell no. But anyway, right? Just a public service announcement to be nice to the people that make your food. And because you never know. These things happen out there, and you can get COVID from these things. Exactly. Yeah, yuck, right? Yuck. Here we go. All right, let's go to this one. More of this fantastic. This is brand new. This is from the conversation.com. And just kind of throwing this out there as a food for thought type of situation. Can the laws of physics disprove God? Weird. Here we go. All right. So here it is. To tackle that question, let's break it down a bit. First, can God travel faster than light? Okay, it does more. Here we go. There's actually a better question here. If God wasn't able to break the laws of physics, she arguably wouldn't be as powerful as you'd expect a supreme being to be. But if she could, why haven't we seen any evidence of the laws of physics ever being broken in the universe? Well, we have actually, which is a lot of these UFO sightings, just FYI. But anyway, just kind of one of those navel-gazing type discussions here about the multiverse, and that's good to know that other people are wanting quantum weirdness and trying to have these conversations. There's a pretty long article for the brevity of this show, but if you guys are interested in this sort of thing, this is good stuff. This is As usual, as you guys are aware, this is not the answer show. Neither is Troubled Minds. We just kind of get together and ask some questions and have a good conversation. And so this in particular, I think, is a good one. This is written by Monica Grady, professor of planetary and space sciences at the Open University. So good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Have a read. What do you think if God created the laws of the universe? Does God have to exist within those laws, or does God live outside of it? Just some food for thought. Not trying to start a fight here. All right, let's continue, shall we? Speaking of laws of the universe, let's go to this. Let's go to phys.org. The headline reads this: Ghost particle from shredded star reveals cosmic particle accelerator. Ooh, sweet. Let's check this out. Tracing back a ghostly particle to a shredded star, scientists have uncovered a gigantic cosmic particle accelerator. The subatomic particle, called a neutrino, was hurled towards Earth after the doomed star came too close to the supermassive black hole at the center of its home galaxy and was ripped apart by the black hole's colossal gravity. It is the first particle that can be traced back to such a tidal disruption event, a TDE, and provides evidence that these little understood cosmic catastrophes can be powerful natural particle accelerators, as the team led by DESY scientist Robert Stein reports in the journal Nature Astronomy. The observations also demonstrate the power of exploring the cosmos via a combination of different messengers such as photons, the particles of light, and neutrinos, also known as multi-messenger astronomy. So pretty good stuff. The neutrino began its journey some 700 million years ago, around the time the first animals developed on Earth. This is the travel time the particle needed to get from the faraway unnamed galaxy, which is cataloged as this really long-ass number and right there, in the constellation Delphinus, the dolphin, to Earth. Scientists estimate that the enormous black hole is as massive as 30 million suns. Quote, the force of gravity gets stronger and stronger the closer you get to something. That means the black hole's gravity pulls the star's near side more strongly than the star's far side, leading to a stretching effect, explained Stein. This difference is called a tidal force, and as the star gets closer, the stretching becomes more extreme. Eventually, it rips the star apart, and then we call it a tidal disruption event. It's the same process that leads to ocean tides on Earth, but luckily for us, the moon doesn't pull hard enough to shred the Earth. All right, there you go. So we're flinging neutrinos through the galaxy, through the universe, and now how many million years later? 700 million years ago, it arrives where we can detect it on Earth. Anyway, pretty cool stuff. So this is the particle collider, right? It's happening out there, the particle accelerator. I'm sorry, way out there in space. Pretty good stuff. As we can do, nature can do better, as is always the case, right? This is always the case. Yes. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. This is pretty good. This is fantastic. This is from Slate. Oh God, Slate is so good. Slate is so good. They are still up in a hizzy about Orange Man. The Orange Man. They just can't let this go. They can't let this go. Even though. Well, I can't say it, but even though they got away with it, we'll leave it at that. Even though they got away with it, they still can't let it go. The Slate reports this: Clarence Thomas promotes Trump's voter fraud lies in alarming dissent. Look at that headline. Is this news? Get out of here, people. By Mark Joseph Stern. What's up, Mark Joseph Stern? You're a clown. Even the appearance of corruption is enough to justify voter suppression laws, according to the Supreme Court Justice. Here we go. The appearance of corruption, right? That doesn't mean there's corruption, guys. It just means it looks like, you know what I mean? Like, here's the double think. Here's the double speak, the new speak, the double think. 1984, the appearance of corruption. You understand? Just because it looks like it doesn't mean it is. All right? It just looks like it. All right? You guys understand? I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. All right. Justice Clarence Thomas is not backing down from the fight to legitimize Donald Trump's claims that the 2020 election was rife with fraud. On Monday morning, Thomas issued a startling opinion ranting against the alleged dangers of mail voting and declaring that SCOTUS must override state courts that expand vote by mail pursuant to their state constitutions. Trump may be out of office, but his staunchest ally on the U.S. Supreme Court is carrying on his assault on the legitimacy of the election. Oh boy, rich, so good, these guys. So good with their framing war, right? And they're still so mad. They're so triggered, so affected. Thomas's grievances arise out of two identical challenges to Pennsylvania's election procedures. The state legislature set a strict deadline for mail voting. Any ballot received after 8 p.m. on Election Day must be thrown out. In September, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court held that in light of the pandemic, the new normal in light of the pandemic, and the Postal Service slowdown, this deadline would disenfranchise many voters through no fault of their own. Specifically, the court found that the deadline violated the Pennsylvania Constitution, which requires that all elections be free and equal. Free and equal. To safeguard this right, the majority extended the mail ballot deadline by 3 days. All right. So anyway, if you guys aren't familiar with the Pennsylvania stuff, it's Article 2 of the Constitution. It's pretty clear about what you can and can't do, and they clearly just didn't do some of these things. So anyway, just interesting that they're still. This is today. This is February 22nd, right? This right here. Clarence Thomas promotes Trump's voter fraud lies and alarming dissent. Man, what a headline. What a headline. What do you think? Do you think they think this is bad, guys? Do you think this is bad? I mean, bad. It's all bad in the headline. Bad. All right. Whatever. All right. Here we go. Speaking of malware, actually, before we get to this malware, let's take a quick break. You are listening to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange, and we will be right back. Okay, welcome back to Conspiracy News with Michael Strange. Let's get back to malware, shall we? We started with the Mac malware, which of course doesn't exist because the marketing says so. But in this case, the malware is WhatsApp. Well, hi, Facebook, I'm talking to you. BBC reports WhatsApp to switch off messages for all who reject new terms. WhatsApp users who do not accept its updated terms and conditions by the 15th of May deadline will be unable to receive or send messages until they do so. Their account will be listed as inactive, and inactive accounts can be deleted after 120 days. Calls and notifications still function for a short while, but TechCrunch reported probably only a few weeks. WhatsApp announced the update in January, if you guys remember, the spyware update, as I'm calling it, as many people don't have the guts to call it, but that's really what it is. There was a backlash among many users who thought it meant the company was planning to change the amount of data it shared with its parent company, Facebook. It later clarified this was not the case. The update is actually aimed at enabling payments to be made to businesses. Oh, as always, right? It's not what it looks like. It's something else entirely, right? There's no fraud here. There's no spyware. Come on, guys, get with the program. Come on, just hit yes, hit accept on that terms of service. Here we go. WhatsApp already shares some information with Facebook, such as the user's IP address, a sequence of numbers that we already know what that is, and purchases made via the platform. But this is not the case in Europe and the UK, where different privacy laws exist. Following the initial announcement, platforms such as Telegram and Signal saw a huge surge in demand as WhatsApp users sought alternative encrypted messaging services. And WhatsApp delayed the initial rollout and has now changed the way it is notifying users of the changes. Right. Like I said, speaking of spyware. What can you do? All right, so that's that. That's this. That's WhatsApp. This is Conspiracy News. If you guys have comments on any of this stuff, you want to say hi, show feedback, you want to talk about a particular something or other, you just dial this number. Let your fingers do the walking, as they used to say. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. It's the official website. Find the phone number there and the Discord link. One more time, that's 702-957-1037. 7. Da, da, da. Anybody cold out there? We have the Texas freeze. The global warming that's making things cold. Yes, all right. The upside down that we live in. This is from sciencealert.com. Don't suffer in the cold. Turns out there's a genetic mutation for that. Is anybody not like just have a miserable time in the cold? I have a miserable time in the cold. I don't dig it. That's why I live in Vegas. Partially why I live in Vegas. It's warm here most of the time. The winter gets about 50 Fahrenheit. I'm sorry. And, sometimes 40, as low as 40, but it rarely freezes, maybe like a week or two. We might get a dusting of snow every few years, but it's not like that. It's warm. I'm like a lizard, right? Maybe I am a reptilian. But anyway, like some people, like you see some of these knuckleheads, like this guy in the picture here, run into the cut holes in the ice and then go jump into the water and swim around like it's fun. Like it's fun. Ugh. Anyway, most of us living on planet Earth have to make it through some amount of cold weather for at least part of the year, and new research has identified a specific genetic mutation that makes a fifth of us more resilient to cold conditions. Interesting. The genetic mutation in question stops the production of a protein actinin 3, which is important for skeletal muscle fiber. This protein is only found in fast twitch fibers and not in slow twitch or red fibers. White fibers, not red fibers. Based on the new study's results, people without actinin 3 have a higher proportion of slow twitch fibers, and one of the consequences is that the body tends to conserve energy by building up muscle tone through contractions rather than shivering. There you go. Quote, this suggests that people lacking actinin 3 are better at keeping warm and energy-wise, at enduring tougher climate, and there hasn't been any direct experimental evidence for this before, says physiologist Håkan Westerblad from this long name institute in Sweden. The researchers, there we go. So the researchers recruited 42 men to sit in 14 degrees Celsius or 57 degree Fahrenheit water while their temperatures and muscles were measured. The chilly immersion lasted 20 minutes and at a time with 10-minute breaks for up to 2 hours in total. The proportion of participants who could keep their body temperature above 35.5 degrees was higher in those with the actinin 3 mutation versus those without. 69% of volunteers versus 30%. In other words, the genetic mutation appeared to help these participants to conserve energy more efficiently and build up a greater resilience to the cold. Yeah, this is not me. This is not, no thanks. I'm not, no. I'm not going to, you're not going to see me jumping in any kind of freezing ass water anytime soon. That's not my shtick. No thanks. Double no thanks. What's up? Thanks for the resub there on Prime, Johnson. Appreciate it. Here's the link. The link. Here we go. Going to this Mashable.com. Stunning photos show Perseverance's Mars landing from above. And as we saw some of this happen when this was all going down. We played some of the footage of the NASA people exploding in exuberance and just so happy that it didn't crash and burn and end up in a big fireball on the surface of Mars. And the helicopter's there. So apparently we're going to start getting some pretty sweet photos. Maybe they're out and I just didn't see them yet. But pretty good stuff. So NASA's Perseverance rover shared an exciting photo on Friday from right before its wheels first touched the surface of Mars. In the photo share, the official Perseverance Twitter account, we get an extremely rare close-up photo of an entire rover on or almost on another planet. The lower right quarter shows the wires that were used to lower the vehicle down from its jetpack lander, which hovered above the... Here we go. Let's look at this. Let's get a full screen version of this, and let's see what this looks like. Yeah, there we go. That's what this looks like. So it's being lowered down from its... yeah, that doesn't look like Mars down below, does it? That looks like... It looks like Canada. Or Nevada, maybe the desert. Anyway, pretty cool picture. NASA and them and all their great transparency, but pretty good stuff. So after the descent and confirmation of landing, the lander was programmed to fly away to a safe distance and land on the surface so as not to damage the precious rover. It just dropped off. The photo also gives a new perspective of the area where Perseverance landed. The first pictures that were shared just after landing were captured with black and white navigation cameras, whereas this new photo is a much higher quality, better showcasing the flat and welcoming patch of Martian land that Perseverance will begin its mission on. So here we go. Actually, here's the first pictures, I guess. Let's click the link. Click the link. There we go. There's the first black and white pictures. Going to link this stuff. You guys can check it out if you prefer, or not. If you prefer not to, that's fine too. And there we go. Hello world, my first look at my forever home. Countdown to Mars. And there's the supposed little black and white photograph of the dirt and the Martian soil. Good stuff, right? Good stuff, right? What do you guys think about this? You hear some people say that NASA is not to be trusted. They're a propaganda front. There's been speculation that these things aren't really on Mars. I'm not sure I'm willing to go quite that far, but I do think that it is a foolhardy to trust NASA entirely. Let's say that's my opinion. All right, let's go to CNET.com. CNET reports this. And like I've been saying, Bitcoin drops after Musk tweet. Yellen warns it's extremely inefficient. Oh, Janet Yellen, the new Treasury Secretary. Excuse me one sec. That was just to make sure you guys are still awake. But no, I had to sneeze. Okay. All right. The crypto coin takes a bit of a stumble after a long rally. Here we go. So Bitcoin's recent surge in price appears to have hit a speed bump thanks in part to a tweet from Tesla CEO Elon Musk and some words of caution from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Let's see what they do. They're going to crack down on crypto, guys. They have to. It's outperforming them, and it seems to not be bound within their laws of their market, right? It's sort of like outside of the market system, and they don't like that. They don't like not having control of these things. So watch as they start to move on these things and at least tax it heavily or some other things. I'm telling you, so something's coming. The popular cryptocurrency fell to slightly over 52,000 on Monday after breaking the 58,000 mark Sunday afternoon. Musk tweeted Saturday that Bitcoin and ETH do seem high, LOL, referring to Bitcoin and the digital coin Ethereum. Musk's tweet was part of a reply to a tweet from Peter Schiff, chief market strategist for brokerage firm Euro Pacific Capital, about the value of Bitcoin versus gold-backed currency. And he says it right there. That said, Bitcoin and Ethereum do seem high, lol. On Monday, Yellen spoke at the DealBook conference about Bitcoin's use for transactions, saying the amount of energy used for the process is staggering. I don't think that Bitcoin is widely used as a transaction mechanism, she said, according to CNBC. To the extent it is used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. It's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions, and the amount of energy that's consumed in processing those transactions is staggering. What she really means is this: that it's outside of it's anonymous. It's like money should be, right? Like money should be an anonymous thing, not another tracking feature, right? So, and that's really what she's saying, is that, it's staggering the amount of resources it takes to, avoid the surveillance state is really what she's saying. But, well, like I said, we'll see how the crackdown's going to come, because they're going to do it. They're making their moves, guys. They're making their moves. You'll see. Wait till the assault weapons ban rolls in. All right. What else do we got? Let's see. We did that. No, we did that. What do we got? This one. All right. Let's go to this one. This is space.com. Space.com. All right. Liking the music? I'm glad you're liking the music. Yeah, that's a good. We're going to have to play that one. I haven't played that one in a while. All right. Here we go. As always, every damn week, like I'm telling you guys, every damn week, there's another one of these, right? Asteroid the size of the Golden Gate Bridge will whiz past Earth in March. Didn't we already see this? Didn't we already say this? I don't know. It seems like this shit just keeps regurgitating itself. This is from 21 minutes ago. 21 minutes ago. Space.com. Yeah. An asteroid as wide as the Golden Gate Bridge is long will hurtle past Earth next month, but although it will be the biggest and speediest asteroid to fly by our planet this year, there's no reason to panic. All right, then there's no reason to read this. Sorry, clickbait. Take a hike. All right, next. Moving on. Now, this one gets a little more weird. Let's see. What else do we got? Where are we at time-wise? I think we need one more word from our sponsor, which is you, and then we'll finish up with one final. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right. Thank you indeed for considering us. And again, remember, if you are subbed up to the channel and with your Prime subscription and it's not costing you anything, do remember, pretty please, that you have to re-enable it once a month. So it does expire at the end of the month, and so it does take you a whopping 5 seconds or less to make 2 clicks and re-up that. So I appreciate that a lot. Like I said, it does pay for the phone line. It's helping with some of the bills for the show, and I appreciate that a lot. So thank you guys for doing that. All right, let's continue, shall we? Now, this is from the New York Times. The New York Times is the paywall central, and I can't get to it without the Dwayne Dibley trick. So here we go with the paywall trick. But check this out: positive coronavirus test. Canadians worry their neighbors. We'll find out. The fear of public shaming is becoming so prevalent in some Canadian provinces that doctors worry it is driving virus cases underground. What? For real? Okay. Is anybody just ashamed that you got the virus? Shame. If you want to be part of the show, 702-957-1037, troubleminds.org. Click the Discord link. Here we go. For a time, Cortland Cronk, age 26, was Canada's most famous and infamous coronavirus patient. Mr. Cronk, a traveling salesman, went viral after testing positive in November and recounting his story of being infected while traveling for work to the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. He was called a virus spreader, a job killer, a liar, and a sleaze. Online memes painted him as the Grinch, since subsequent outbreaks led to restrictions against Christmas parties. Many people, including a newspaper columnist, made elaborate fun of his name. He also received threats, so many in fact that he fled his hometown, St. John, for Victoria, a city on the opposite end of the country, 3,600 miles away. Victoria is a lovely city, by the way. I've been there. It is a very, very beautiful city. Check it out if you have not. If you have the means, I definitely suggest making a trip to Victoria. Quote, "They were acting like I purposely got COVID," Mr. Cronk said from his new apartment. "I had hundreds of death threats per day. People telling me I should be publicly stoned." Seriously? Seriously? For having COVID? Really? Is this what we're talking about? Come on. Many Canadians believe that it was just rewards, and that his case formed a cautionary tale to others who flagrantly break the rules, putting lives and livelihoods at risk. Some even think more formal shaming should happen in Canada, with governments not just fining culprits for breaking coronavirus regulations, but broadcasting their names. How could this go wrong? One more time. Let's file this under how could this go wrong? Yeah, clearly, right? You get some sickos out there that are just so whooped up on the state propaganda that you release some names and say, get them. Come on, people, really? This is stupid. This is beyond stupid. First, it's the New York Times, which in and of itself they're just stupid. The New York Times is just dumb. The paper of record, my ass. They're a bunch of propagandist assholes. You can quote me on that, by the way. All right, so next, though, this guy is getting death threats for having COVID? What? Come on. He's traveling for work, right? How dare he? How dare he? Yeah. Anyway, broadcasting their names from the government. I don't know. Others have argued Mr. Kronk is a victim of a worsening civic problem in the country. Public shaming of people testing positive. That is not just unfair, but ineffective, and that makes the coronavirus harder to quash. Oh, well, there you go. Like I said, how could this go wrong? How could this go wrong? Quote, it might feel like a release for the community, but it does very little to prevent virus transmission, says Robert Huish, an associate professor at Dalhousie University in Halifax, who is conducting a study on the coronavirus and stigma. Quote, in the process, we are causing people harm. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Really? Who knew? Who knew that all this political mudslinging and death threats on Twitter from affected Karens is really causing a bad thing, right? Is really causing harm to society. Who knew? Who knew? Anyway, Canadians might be known internationally as nice, apologetic, and fair-minded, but a year after the pandemic arrived, some Canadians worry it has exposed a very different national persona. Judgmental, suspicious, and vengeful. You hear that, you dirty Canadians? Now the New York Times is calling you bad names. Yeah, right? Whatever. This is stupid. This whole thing is stupid. This whole thing is stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Do you think this is like the Scarlet Letter? Do you really think this is you get COVID and you should be shamed for having COVID? I mean, come on, really? Oh, the world we live in, right? The world we live in. That's part of it. That's part of what we do. Part of why we talk about it. Part of why we do it live to include you. What do you think about this? Is it just a bunch of BS, or what the heck's going on? You tell me. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org, and the New York Times. what a piece of garbage newspaper. The paper of record. Dear Lord. Yeah. All right. Well, whatevs. All right, we got one more. Let's finish this up. Looking to hear from you guys. If you want to be part of the show, we do this live to include you. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link. Get your ass in here. Talk about these things. How about this? Notice, as we watch the news cycles come and go and ebb and flow and do their things, and, as they move to protect the establishment with, your tax money and the rest of this stuff, right? As this stuff comes and goes, notice this, how this seems to come and go. First, the universe is full of life, and then it is devoid of life, and then it is full of life again, and then it is devoid of life, and then it's full of life, and then it's devoid of life. Well, let's go to phys.org. Here it is. This is today. The Milky Way may be swarming with planets, with oceans and continents, like here on Earth. So which is it? Astronomers have long been looking into the vast universe in hopes of discovering alien civilizations. But for a planet to have life, liquid water with a W, liquid water must be present. Again, more statements that are probably not accurate entirely, but okay. The likelihood of that scenario has seemed impossible to calculate because it has been the assumption that planets like Earth got their water by chance when a large asteroid hit the planet. Now researchers from the Globe Institute at the University of Copenhagen have published an eye-opening study indicating that water may be present during the very formation of a planet. No, you mean it doesn't just appear out of nowhere? Or just have some random asteroid hit? No, come on, guys. Come on. The science is all over the place. Get your shit together, science. Phys.org. Shake my head. Here we go. All right. According to the study's calculations, this is true for both Earth, Venus, and Mars. Quote, all our data suggest that water was part of Earth's building blocks right from the beginning. And because the water molecule is frequently occurring, there is a reasonable probability that it applies to all planets in the Milky Way. The decisive point for whether liquid water is present is the distance of the planet from its star, says Professor Anders Johansson from the Center of Star and Planet Formation, who has led the study that is published in the Journal of Science Advances. Anyway, which is it? You tell me. Is life everywhere, or do we have continents and oceans everywhere, or do we not? And again, Ryan, it seems to flip flop every other week. We get an asteroid flying by. It's like these damn news cycles. They just flip flop back and forth, flip flop back and forth. And of course, right, this is the dystopia we've created with the clickbait garbage, with the crappy scientific papers, with it doesn't even matter like if it's relevant or peer reviewed or actually has any value to society. The media is just running with it like it's cool, and it's not cool. I mean, come on, people, come on, just milking all the clicks, all the ad revenue out of every single stupid thing they can, and here we are. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. That's what's up. That's what we're talking about. So here's some news regarding this show before we do the outro and finish up here. So I have some things to do, and so what I'm going to do is. We're going to get to episode 50, and then we're going to take some time off of this show. I don't know if it's going to be a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. And then we'll come back for a season 2. We're going to do it that way because it is unsustainable for me to just go all year doing as many shows as I am. It's a lot of work. But so there's other things I have to do. So what we'll do is we'll break it off. We'll get to 50. So we may stagger it up this week and maybe take a couple days off this week and then do 2 more next week, something like that, to get to 50, and then we'll stop. It'll be the end of season 1, 50 episodes, which is a good run. We started 50, pretty much pedal to the metal, go. And then what we'll do is I'll catch up on some things I have to do, which again, like I said, I'm always behind. I have go look at the website. I haven't updated the website in like a year. It's like there's so much shit that needs to be done. But okay, and so the good news is I have some help, and I'm looking for help. If there's writers out there, I need your help to do some write-ups, okay? I will give you links back to your social media or your websites or whatever it is. I can do that. I can't pay you. Maybe one day down the road it will get there, but right now it is not there. It's still, this is a negative red ink situation with this. We're still not making money here, so which is fine. Again, like I said, this was never the goal to like make $1 million or something with this. It was a project about important things, okay, and that's okay, and that's why we're going to keep doing it. But so I do need help. The good news is we got Tamara helping. Tam Bam, what's up? Shout out to Tam Bam out there. She's doing some merchandise mock-ups for us, which we're going to get some new t-shirts and some other good stuff going up. I need some help on Twitch if somebody wants to help cut up some segments as an editor on Twitch after the show. So basically, if you look at the shows on Twitch right now, you can see that they are episode 28, 29, 30, but then there's like these little cut up like little segments. So basically, I just need somebody to chop up the little segments and then upload them to YouTube. It's like a 2 little thing. Like you snip it and then you just hit title it, export it, send it to YouTube. Simple as that. So that just again, a little bit of help here and there, it frees up time so I can do other things. And other things need to be done. I promise you, there's so much that needs to be done with this. Like speaking of marketing, we're not even marketing at all. It's all like organic growth, and it's just like. We'll be worldwide superstars, guys. I promise. In like 1,000 years, but in 1,000 years, we may not be here. So anyway, so I am looking for help. If you're interested in helping on Twitch, trimming up some of these shows, just basically like in little bite-sized chunks of like this particular article, trim it where it starts, trim it where it stops, upload it. It's simple. It's really simple. Write a title. Simple. Again, we got some help from Tamarin happening. I need some writers out there looking for help. Just looking for help. If you can spare some time and can help me out, I appreciate that a lot. Like I said, there's a lot. Like go back and just look at all the content we've done. It's an unbelievable amount of stuff. And I only have 2 hands. Count them. Here, I'm going to put them both up. Don't look too close so you can get my fingerprints and shit. But 2 hands. That's all I got. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. We'll get to 50. We'll take some time off here. Allow me to catch up some things that have been neglected, unfortunately, and then we'll come back at some point in the next. I don't know, maybe whatever. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes. I hate staying away from it because I enjoy doing this, and I think this information is good to get out there. And so there we go. Just a heads up, that's what's going to happen. So we'll probably take a couple days off from this show this week. We're still going to do Troubled Minds. Don't worry, that's not going anywhere. And then we will. It just allows me to do some other things that need to be done. So anyway, that's what's happening. I'm not sure if we'll be on tomorrow. Maybe we'll skip tomorrow on this show. I'll put it out on Discord when I decide what's up. But so we're gonna do a couple, maybe one or two more this week, and then one or two next week to get to 50, and that's it. Because right now this is 46. This is episode 46. So we've got 2 more this week, and let's say 2 more next week. So let's see, what is today? Today is Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So expect 2 out of the next 3 days. We will be doing it, and then I figure Sunday and Monday we'll have shows as well. And then Monday will be the end of season 1, and then et cetera, so on. Anyway, there we go. That's what's happening, just to let you know. So again, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to disappear. I'm right here, going to be ready and doing this. And it drives me nuts. I'll tell you, it drives me nuts when I'm used to doing these shows, and I'm used to seeing the news, and then stacking up the news and talking about it. And then when we're not doing these shows, and the news stacks up, and the news stacks up, and the news stacks up, and I'm not talking about it, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. so it's hard to stay away. So it shouldn't be too long. But anyway, that's what's happening with this. Again, this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will definitely be on Troubled Minds, and then we'll do 2 more of these this week. Maybe take tomorrow off from this show. And anyway, there you go. Just a heads up. If you're at this point still listening to me ramble on, then you're interested clearly. So it's important for me to spread that information. So all right, there we go. As we finish, as always, thank you for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being enthusiastic in the chat. Thanks for showing up and being on time. And Eli and being first all the time. Eli, you're slipping. Eli's slipping. I think 2 shows in a row, Eli wasn't first, barely by like a nanosecond. Okay. Anyway, it's okay. It's all right. When you have a track record like Eli, when you're first for like 75 shows in a row, I think you can miss by a nanosecond. By a nanosecond, it's okay. All right. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Thank you for being here again. Like I said, you make this easy to do. Thank you for being nice to each other and being a kind community. It's like I said, it's humbling. It's a good thing to know that. There are good people out there that are interested in doing good for the world. And so that's what the show's about. Anyway, there you go. Let's finish this up. Let's go to this thing, which is this right here, which is our Star Wars crawl. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being with us today. Here is the Star Wars crawl. Thank you, folks, for all the things. Thanks to the folks who have subbed up. Special thanks to Tam Bam and Penny Bunny, who are not on this list yet. They will be, I promise. I keep saying that, and I keep juggling too many things. I'll get to it. A huge thank you to all our amazing supporters. Join the list today. This show is funded directly by a decentralized freedom squad that answers only to ourselves. Corporate and political interests can jump off. AJ Dare, Alien Nichan, Arc Platinum, Axel Steel 3, Dark Devious, FGC Spiral, Guerdo 75, Ident, Lizzie Dags, Monochromatic, Nikki Nix, Noble Kal-El, Often Frozen, Quint 67, Super Vike 1, Satan Claus. Special thanks to Dwayne Dibley, Bailey, Noble Kal-El for boosting the Discord. Special thanks to Mr. Ark and Bailey for tossing out all the gift subs in chat. Special thanks to all of the rest of the people and everybody else that makes this a great community and is good to each other in spite of our differences, in spite of our geographical places we live, not even close to each other, different countries, different mindsets, different everything. We still find a way to be good to each other. And like I said, that's important to me. Thank you again. Hang tight. We're done for today is the bad news. The good news is we'll be back soon. Have a great afternoon, guys. We'll talk to you shortly. Join the Discord if you have not. That's where all the up-to-date information will come regarding the schedule changes and whatever else. So, troubledminds.org, click the Discord link. Have a great afternoon, guys.